I used to win. I used to win. I even once hosted a karaoke. It's on the beach.
Oh, really?
My friend's club, yeah. I used to host karaoke. They got to baba hivi.
But I think people like you can start the Christian karaoke.
I used to win. I even once hosted a karaoke. It's on the beach.
Oh, really?
My friend's club, yeah. I used to host karaoke. They got to baba hivi.
But I think people like you can start the Christian karaoke.
Okay.
We just come and
pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. But I think you'd be very well pleased.
I like it. But also Christian karaoke sasa lazima itakuwa tu love songs. Juu mmekata kuandika love songs.
Hatujaandika?
Sasa tutaimba love song. Labda Webby. Who else? Jonathan McReynolds or Bebe and Cece Winans maybe.
Yeah, they've
done mwingine.
Na zao zimeweza pia. Zimeweza.
But sasa nani naandika love songs? Okay, Mali Music.
Na unakaa unaweza fanya hiyo story.
Unaweza fanya? Nimeanguka hiyo side, so unajua.
What do you mean umeanguka side ya love? What do you mean?
What do you I don't understand how it works. It's so complicated.
I mean, you just talk about since you 16 by 16 you had a boyfriend actually.
Yeah, but having a boyfriend is not winning in love. That's a mistake we make. Yeah. By the ladies, kukwa na baba si win in love. Kukwa na that one person who is your person, I think that's winning. Yeah. Not kukwa na batali. By the many bo.
Tumekuboa kwa nini bwana? Kwani your department
is great.
Tumekuboa Japan.
I think it's a mystery. Even in the Bible for Solomon, it was a mystery.
Yep.
They were a man with a woman.
Yeah.
Mystery.
It is, yes.
Mbona wewe uchague huyu, nasikia huyu.
Yeah.
Don't get it. Yeah. Imekata tu, ni sawa. To accept. We're happy.
Sasa kusema imekata ni
can't figure it out. So okay, personally I don't think I'm in a position right now in this season to sing any love song to anyone except to my savior.
Yeah. Well, but one day unajua wanazijenga ngasa hii alafu tutaiachilia on that day.
I don't love anyone. I love my father.
He's a man in your life.
Oh, he's a man in my life. He's a man in my life. Dad, I love you so much. You're so handsome.
I hope he gets to watch
He will. Oh, he watches everything. My number one fan.
He's your number one fan.
My number one fan.
Yep.
My number one friend.
Yep.
My number one advisor.
Yep.
Hata kuna vitu aliniadvise sikumsikiza. Nika post mtu online. Kanambia acha ufala. Nikamwambia wewe uelewe huyu mapenzi vile imeshika.
Sasa ilikuwa imeshika kushika.
Anambia acha ufala. Sasa tulikaa chini akaniambia I told you. Nikamwambia
hata sasa itoki. But after that, you actually went ahead and posted it also on your socials.
I did. Actually kupost mabe online. Nisikizeni. Nisikizeni too. You know, actually, there's someone who was telling me this, but I think this is like an extreme.
Right.
And there are people who look at your picture and say, achane. And, you know, apparently messes up your relationship. Munaza kutosikizana. I think that's an hiyo ni uchawi. I think it's witchcraft.
Yeah.
Don't you think so?
I don't know. I mean, tell me.
Hiyo ni uchawi. Like, how do you look at someone?
Wachane.
You know, the karumanzura. Yes, uchawi.
You didn't just talk about karumanzura.
It is. Ati umeangalia watu ukasema waachane. Na wakaachana. You know? But anyway, I don't know how. That one, I will say for me, it's become a mystery. I don't know.
But you've been available for love, whether it has gone through okay or not. I mean, you've been in a few of us.
Yeah, I have.
Looking back, what do you think it misses? Is it us who are not then connecting correctly, or what's happening?
Well, I think people haven't worked on themselves enough to be healthy for each other.
Yep.
So you meet someone who's a nice person. Any people are like, this is a nice person.
Right.
But nice person is not enough. have you developed, skills of understanding your partner, of being compassionate? And I'm asking myself as I say this, I'm not projecting to anyone. Are you ready to compromise on some things? And if you're not, are you bold enough to walk away before this becomes a marriage and a divorce? So I think there's a lot of work that needs to be done on us. The people, I realized, Juicy, I was talking to someone, I realized this man is abused from primary school, vile alikuwa anachapwa na mwalimu. Akona trauma.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yes. We go like, hey, what can I do?
Yeah.
Like, kuja, how can I take care of you?
Right.
But if you haven't resolved
so even receiving love is difficult for them because they're used to abuse. Yeah, so even like, I remember I was on this date and I said to this person, so like, could you tell me about yourself? Like, me, I just want to serve Jesus. Which is true. Like, I want to reflect, like, you're being preachy. You're being preachy. Yeah.
I'm like, you don't know me. We're sitting down to know each other.
Right.
I'm telling you what my goals are, what I want to be, what I want to do.
Right. Then we want to spiritualize it. I just want to be preaching.
It's like you're being preachy.
So are you going to relate with me or are you going to keep preaching? Or what's up?
Yeah. So it's hard. It's hard. And even now, ni kama watu wako per person sharing. Hey, per person sharing. For real. I'm just kidding. Per person sharing.
Tell me about it.
No, just mtu wako na mtu nataki kusema kwa na mtu. Then unaenda tu kumaka ma. You're like, mtu aje kuinvite kwake and you're a secret.
Yeah.
So let's just keep it on the down low. Kuna ku keep it on the down low. Na kuda unafichwa sister. Sijui niwaambilia. Mtanisikiza nikiwaambia, niwaambie. Please never be a secret.
Yeah. Tuone una relating na nani huko.
Una relate huko. Yeah. Pia watu wana struggle sana. And okay, I'll say for me it's difficult, especially when I meet someone online. I don't trust you. You want Kagiri.
Right.
Do you know this other person? Yeah.
Na ulikata kutupatia hiyo jina ingine.
Sawa, Ruth.
There we go.
Sawa. Okay. Ruthu.
Yeah.
Ruthu.
Yeah, Ruthu. So the question is whether they want to relate with Kagiri.
Yeah. Wana expect kuentertainiwa kwa nyumba, mimi kwa haona nataka kuchill. Nitoe wig. Nitoe makeup.
Yeah.
Nikae. Ni watch series.
Right.
Ni order in.
Right.
Okay, of course kuna days napenda ku throw down.
Right.
But I see guys and how they approach me wanataka. So, and this is why I'm going to do nawaambia, does a person like you or they like the idea of who you are? Because that's another thing. Someone can have an idea. Me have an idea of who you are. Unajua vile unaongea kwa show, vile wewe dress nini. But do I like
this Jao guy? Yes, the real Jao guy.
Do I?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's an important point. Is it Kerry? Is it Ruth? Who exactly?
Yeah. And it would be good to like both. But it's not easy, and I think it's something I've totally surrendered to God at this point of my life. And as I even said this, I want to, because this is a platform where we can create awareness as well.
Right.
Stop demonizing people being single.
Right.
It's okay for me to be single and over 30.
Right.
Because it's my journey.
Right.
We weren't the same in school. Kuna
Right.
vitu mimi kuna shika mbele yangu. So kuna vitu wameshika kitu ya mapenzi and they figured it out and they're married, baby number 3. You know?
Absolutely.
And the people hawajashikanisha.
All our journeys are different.
Absolutely. And so I feel like it's too much pressure everywhere you go.
Right.
And that's why sometimes I'm in a crowd and I make fun of myself being single because I know it's coming.
Right.
So when I do it, I get it out of the way for you.
Yep.
And now we can proceed.
Done. Let's move to the next part of the conversation.
Thing.
Right.
Let's move to who I am, what I have to offer, what I have to give you.
Right.
I'm sure the opportunities I've missed for being a single woman. People don't trust single people. Like if you're a family person, kuna kale ka trust unapewangwa, and I've seen it. You know, you're like, they don't tell you we're not putting you in this panel because you're unmarried. You know, like and our
which
culture,
is fine. I'm in my place, therefore I shall offer my advice based on where I'm at right now.
Our culture values family and institution.
Right.
And even I was reading a story just yesterday about a family who is suing their son for not giving them a grandchild. And they want all the money they've invested in him back. Kenya walimlipianga campus, everything washamlipia. They want 72 million, I think, you know, because they've not gotten ROI return on investment.
So this investment was towards that return.
Yes, and they're saying we are bored. We need a grandchild to play with.
And I think honestly, Kerry, I think that pressure is just misplaced.
It's misplaced.
I think it is absolutely misplaced. We must all be allowed to take our journeys at the end of the day.
So I'll say to you who's watching, stop shaming people who are single, who are unmarried, who maybe have a child and are single. Like, just, it's not your place. Like, if you have some advice or you have encouragement or you have a person, like, we don't tell me I'm single and you have no one unaleta hapo ni muone. Outside. Like, what are we on about?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I think there's that and then there's some people who it gets to. Like, at least for me, I feel bad, but I'm still really enjoying this season of my life, and I'm still doing whatever I need to do.
Absolutely.
And there are things that I can do now that I couldn't do then.
Absolutely.
Or even maybe if I'm starting a family, I can't. Like, I just recently became a biker.
Right.
And so I ride to work, I ride to everywhere. I've made a whole new community of things. And I think those are things that even the guy I was dating previously was like, biking, motorbike for what? You know, why would you do that? But now I'm like, you know.
And that community is growing.
It's great. It's great. Every day I'm just seeing people who are enjoying. There's so many nice trainers. Of course, Malibu from Ink to Bikes. Coach from Modern Trailers. I mean, there's so many places where you can learn to ride and meet people and know whether it's something you want to do even in the first place.
Right.
So I'll just say, like, I'm not saying you can't bike if you're now a married woman. I'm just saying there are things that you can be able to enjoy without too many, you know, ruhusa mingi sana.
Right. You're one-man committee.
You're one-man committee. That's what. Hey, wait to interview. Oga.
You make a very important point, because I think the world is just full of different pressures at different places, and just
all the time.
All the time. I mean, in fact, I keep wondering, people like you who are in the media, how do you manage it, man?
You don't have to manage
it's too
it.
Much.
You first of all, I think you understand people, because I realize the people who just project, the people who are just literally projecting what they feel. Alafu kuna wengine napenda kuwaita their fans. Someone is your fan, mpaka hizi sema anything nice about you. You know, like the real fans.
Right. Kuna fans na fans.
But also, I would say you don't have to succumb to anything. You know your purpose, you know your season. And there's some people who will give a comment that's a genuine comment, and you can take it. But someone will give you a comment and you understand this one's not coming from a good place.
Right.
And the people who now they want to control who you are and what you do.
And almost change who you are.
Yeah, and you're just like, before I was formed in my mother's womb.
He knew me.
You didn't know me.
Right.
In fact, you only know me because of Facebook.
Right.
So it's very important to also guard your heart.
Right.
And I'm saying this to everyone. Guard your heart, because out of your heart flows the issues of life. And so na kuna place pia kuna watu wanafaa kupashwa waambiwe hapo umevuka.
You're crossing the line.
Simamia hapo. Bro, hapo ama madhe. You know, these aunties, stop. No. Because I mean, also I tell people, like, I was raised by my parents. They raised me so well. My mom Tandika and me when it was time for Tandika. Now we talk. You know, my dad. And I have guardians also.
Right.
Who, you know, aunties and all these people. I'm just like, where are you coming from? You know, to confuse the two.
Right.
Just
right.
So it's important. And no is a love language.
Right.
That's another thing I've learned.
Right.
People think, you know, like even like job and opportunities, they're like, but you're single, don't have a family, you can come and work on this day. You're like, no. Ama, you know, unapangwa. Hapana, tusipangwe sana. Yeah. Like, no, there's you know what your gift is, what your calling is. I think the best thing I learned was how to say no. And I'll say this, and just because we're still in this relationship engagement thing, people, humans, you know, relating. Kenyan men don't like hearing no. And it's a huge problem. Because they used to baba. And then they come here and they're like, then you tell them no, utatukanwa. Utabiwa kwenda huko hata hawezi mrembo. After the
so
fact.
They can't deal with the no.
No.
Now they find the fault after.
So learn how to accept no. No is a love language. And women say no. Don't be afraid to say no.
Right.
Just say no. I'm not comfortable. No, it doesn't suit me. Even for opportunities. The opportunities mtu anaku approach. Na vile amekam, you just do each job itakuwa stress.
Unasema
tu no, right?
Unasema no, it doesn't suit me, thank you. I really appreciate your consideration. So no, it's good.
Actually, someone the other day talked about clarity is an important issue.
Very.
And just being able to know that this is my portion, this is not. This is my path, this is not. And I think the earlier you get that clarity, I think it helps in many spaces. And tusivurutane sana.
Tusivurutane. And unaweza kuwa a jack of all trades and a master of none, but you know the whole thing is often better than a master of one. So you can do everything you want to do, and mtu asikukate, like don't be told that wewe sasa wewe ni presenter. You have so many titles under your belt. I mean, there's so much you've done, and there's so many networks you have that even allow you to do this. But what if you are like, no, mimi ni msee, acha tu nikae. No.
And you limit yourself. And
you're limitless.
Talking about that, man. I mean, I don't know about an MC more energetic. You just come alive and bring the whole place alive.
Hire me for your funerals, your weddings. I do them all. Hire me.
Right.
This is emceeing was something I didn't know. It was a thing.
Right.
Because I remember after I got saved again.
Right.
You see, everything of mine
came with the salvation now.
No, this is the first one.
The first one in high school.
In high school.
But then when was the second one?
The second one was in 2014.
What was the story around that?
Baze nilikuwa na tongue piercing. I was just winning in life, just finishing campus. In campus, I was like, I knew God, I loved God, I knew all the worship songs, but I still chose to like drink, party. I don't even know how I made it. I don't know how I made it. But God.
You were just a party animal.
Sherehe. Ile yani. Yeah. But it was like a Monday to like, Monday to Monday almost. Like just one day. I remember there's one exam I went to do because I did theater, art and film technology. And so there's one exam I went to do, a storytelling one. I was buzzed. But I gave that story, I got 18 out of 20. God please forgive me. Okay. So during that time, there's this lady who, not a lady, a gentleman. He now runs a church at KAG Mirema Drive. His name is Pastor Alex. Pastor Alex was always inviting me to church. At this point, I've moved from, growing up in Seasons-Kerry, I'm now in school in KU, and so I'm just like not connecting with any particular space. And that's why also, guys, going to church and being grounded is so important. Find a church. Sit under mentorship and leadership. Because ukiwa everywhere, it's very easy kupotea. So Pastor Alex invited me to church like so many times. This one time I was like, by the way, I didn't even have anything churchy to wear. I was in a denim, half coat, a skirt that looks like it's about to go to the beach. These like open skirts, and then they have like a lining ndani kafupi and like a crop top, I think. And I went. And I was like, I even had to wear shades because I was, the previous night, I was buzzed. And so when I went to church and I found it and I sat in there and I was like, God, I have to hear from you. Like, you have to say something about me to me. This couldn't be this time because I see faith if you work out. At that point, I'd even gotten some jobs that used to give me money, so I could afford, I could afford my habits. Ukiwa kwa dunia bedhe, nika pesa uflow sana.
Unaweza kuzisustain.
Una support your habits. So I remember, I went to this church, and do you know, the guy gave an altar call, and I was like, I feel like I want to be drawn back to the Savior. I want to reconnect with God. And in his message, there was this conviction of there's no shame with God. Like, you might be shamed, but there's no shame. Like, you don't come. And I felt there was no shame. So many nikaenda hapo mbele nikapiga magoti, And then he just started prophesying over my life. He's like, you have been called to nations. You have been called to do this. I'm just like, I was kidding God, Like, God is so gracious, by the way. And I will encourage anyone who's like watching, if you ever need something and ask God, speak to me, you will hear it. And you will hear his voice. Either it will be spoken to you, it will be spoken through someone. You'll open a video, it will open exactly what you're looking for. Those mysterious, there's no coincidence, it's a God incident. So I'll say, yeah. So that's when now I was like, I have to live properly. And what I decided to do at that point is go on a fast, a 3-day fast. And I was like, I am going to connect with him and need him more than I need anything else. And that's the time I was like, God, nisaidie na hii thirst. Unajua kunako ka thirst. Nisaidie kaishi. And I remember at this point, before I even went to church, I had auditioned for Glory Voices. I don't know Glory Voices. Florence Ambayo, all these women who have just been supportive. Tabitha Ogango, Uko Lubale. And you know, I went for the audition. I went with ripped jeans. I was like, mtoto anajua hata hymns, you know. And I went there nikawatandikia my hymns. Waze verse by verse. Nazijua. Because it's who I've been brought up as.
Right.
And so, and I had a tongue ring. Right. So I was like embarrassed because sasa ni wa mama. Wakiona tongue ring already watani judge. You know, I just like, those ladies never judged me. Kwanza they loved me. I was the youngest person in the group. And they just took me in, assimilated me. And I think at this point now completely my desire to want to be in the kingdom. And as I say this, I can highlight that it's important for us as Christians to be accepting of people. Hata kama ulikuwa unajua huyo ni mwizi, mkubali. They can change. Like you're not the savior. Like God can save them. And so I felt accepted, and so that was now the complete turning point where I was like, now I'm going to keep my faith.
Right.
Did I, you know, go out after that? Yes. Did I do things that I shouldn't do? Yes. Have I repented? And repentance is actually that 180 degrees. See ya kutana alafu ni about it's like, God please staki kuko in that space again. And I think we haven't modeled God in the right way for people because God is so loving. He's so gracious. He's so kind. He's so merciful. Us, we are merciless. We are just like, wewe ulifanya hivi, cancelled. Next, cancelled. You know, we cancel people. In fact, there's a cancel culture right now. Jesus has never cancelled anyone.
Right.
No one.
Right.
Akodo hiyo huruma, that compassion, yeah. So, what are we talking about this?
We were going to the question of the MC.
The MC, yeah.
Yes.
So, when I gave my life to Jesus, I was asked to MC an event in high school.
Right.
There was this weekend challenge in Inini, so they were like, I went to MC. I remember that time Alemba used to be an artist here in Kenya. Alemba, Ameba, all those, you know. And then we had also a dance crew called the Anonymous, which continued. And so I loved that I could talk to people. I was like, hiya. And they're laughing and they're happy. And I'm just being myself.
Right.
And so kidogo you're told, okay, sawa, now come, MC this. I think the one that when I realized, okay, I'm actually now an MC, was one of the TSOs. I think there were 7,000 people. And the crowd was wild. Like guys were just having, and it was at KCC. I just look at this people, I'm like, niseme nini? And I still have that thing, by the way. Even to date, when I stand in front of people, I feel like dying at first. I'm just like, then I speak, and then it just works. I don't know. But I try and prepare myself emotionally, like at least have some content, some you know, some story points, some engagement. And I see also the kind of crowd that there is. Because the crowd ndenda huko ni kwebabi wako tu like,
we are not connecting.
Ama they enjoy it because they're like, this is new.
Right.
And then I also learned how to tell audience reactions, like when guys are too quiet, they are really paying attention. When there's mamas, you've lost them. When it's like on top of mamas, they're excited. So like you flow, like you just move. So that's why I started emceeing. I started emceeing in high school. I got the opportunity. Then in campus, I emceed a lot. This my culture week, and also this one, there are many people at the Bishop Square Kenyatta University. I mean, it's full of people, and you don't even know. You know, you're like, how will this work? So it's a skill I have learned. But for me, other than the skill, it's a gift.
Right.
Because it's not easy to speak in front of people.
Right.
In fact, you're already judging yourself. You're shy. You're scared. But I think God gives you the confidence and the strength. And so now I've started doing corporate gigs. I never used to like have a lot. It was always like church. Now I think vile mkipangia stage na nini na mkilipa sound budget ya MC. Hello viewers. Yeah, budget for the MC.
Right.
Yeah, because I remember there was an event I was invited for, not outside Kenya.
Right.
I won't say where because we already resolved it with them. But I was going to the particular country that time, and they were like, "Oh, since you're coming through, so you just passed by an MC." So I was like, "Yeah, so what's the budget?" We don't have a budget. So I was like, "Oh, okay. Are you paying for sound? Yeah. Are you paying for stage? Yeah. You don't have money to pay the MC? No. But what you can do is, after entrance, we can gawana the entrance fee. So, I think that was my first no. Because I was like, wait. Pardon? Unasema nini? So, hiyo kuvalue skill.
Right.
It's very hard. Because kuna client mwingine anakuita, unamjokia tu unamwambia 350. Anasema, okay, that's great. Anything else you need on top of that?
Yeah.
What? No, that's
not weird.
Actually, can you give me a driver? You know?
Yeah.
What? So like this MC industry is all over the place. Like it's from Maze come through Mazejo. Cubeste.
Yeah.
Dakuda. Yeah, so
cooperative
agent, kuda invoice, kuda nini.
Right. Right.
It's like, yeah, so
find a place and play in it.
Yes, right. And prosper.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I speak well in front of people.
Right.
I'm fun.
Right.
I read people, I connect with people.
Correct.
So
Correct.
I think it gives me, and I enjoy myself. Right. If I'm not having a good time, I'm sure there's no one in the audience having a good time.
Right.
So even whatever I'm going through, like Juicy, I was hosting another event.
Yep.
And someone who I was with previously, alikuja event. Not the event you think.
Yeah. Another one.
And I'm just standing, and I'm like, well, check. Words zilienda.
Nazikaenda.
I think we need to get to that point where there's professionalism, that everyone uses their skill. So MC, I deliver. Mtu wa backstage, I deliver. Mtu wa ku-organize program, I deliver. Mtu wa ku-coordinate artists and people who are coming up on stage or out of stage.
Right.
Yeah, kila mtu afanye kazi yake. That collaboration makes an event amazing. Beautiful. I feel like I should have a spare bill for after event experience. Na wa bill, kama nilianza kuwa coordinator.
Because you've offered a pro bono service that you have not invoiced yet.
Service.
Yeah?
And it's a lot of work.
Right. But I think it's also the question of us as a market just getting to the point where we appreciate professionalism and appreciate the different talents and skills and bring them all on board. And we are willing to put a price to it.
Yeah. And pay.
And pay for it.
Yes.
And pay for it.
Like people I know people who charge less. I'm like, I know people who pay more.
Yeah.
And that's what I shout out all those people who have paid more, because you make it, you see the value. If there's a friend of mine who invited for an event, and I think we talked about this and with her, so I can talk about it. And she said, see, it's just talking. I was like, see you talk.
Yeah.
Why are you asking me to talk then? I don't want to talk.
Go ahead and talk.
Yeah. It's just talking.
Right.
Talk. It's reading the mood. It's organizing things. It's making sure everyone feels loved, and it's hard work.
Yep. Well, I guess all people see is a talk. They don't know what goes into the preparation before.
It's a lot.
You can actually then take that mic.
Kuna clients who una meeting now daily before an event.
Right.
It's a 2-hour event.
Right.
But they want everything to be, and then you get there on the day, someone is late, things start changing. So people start going crazy. You have to keep composure.
Right.
You have to make sure people don't know things are going south.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you determine the mood of the entire event.
You do. And then people will either enjoy and come next time, or they'll never come again.
It's massive responsibility.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's massive responsibility.
It takes a lot. So make sure your MC feels loved and appreciated.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And they can give the love right back.
Yeah.
Right.
It's true. It's true.
As we almost bring this to an end, Kerry, man, I started by acknowledging the fact that many people's gifts have thrived on your platforms.
Oh.
And I mean every bit of that. Yeah. There are many guys producing music today with a dream and aspiration of hearing their airplay, their music just given that. And there are many of them who don't even know how to go about it. They just know I have a gift and I want to sing and I want to do stuff. Yeah. But how we shall pick this and get it acceptable in the spaces of your major media platforms and all of that is a space that they don't know. And I just want to speak to that audience. From the many years of you doing this and listening in, what do you want to say to that crew?
I want to say anything that's good, you don't have to sell it. If you put in your work in the craft and it's good, you will not have to sell it. There are people who we've gotten their music, yani kuiba recording mahali, because it's so good. So I would say, hone your craft, be honest with yourself, There are people who have anointed music that you can't deny. You know, and by the way, I will say this: there's no pay for play in Kenya. I think I've been to Nigerian stations and I've seen how things work on what they push. They have an agenda they are pushing. I'll say one thing for me: if it's good music, it will play. The space I am in, we only play good music, music that speaks to the people of God, that builds the heart of God. And if you have that, trust me, you will get airplay. You will get airplay. And also just ask God for favor and His blessings over you, because si rahisi. I was even just telling you how there are platforms where an artist is supposed to perform and you show this person akona good content, so use your gifts. Don't be a musician because you have a fantasy. Ask God, is this what you have for me?
Right.
And He Himself will propel you into heights that you can't imagine.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So prosper. Write the music, record the music, get a good videographer.
Right.
Do it.
Do some good work on it.
Do it.
Then you can pass by Hope FM when I say, here you go, man.
Yes. Yep. So yeah, and literally, by the way, engage with presenters.
Right.
Sisi ni watu.
Right.
By the way, I remember that season I was like, I don't want this job, because suddenly sikuwa na job. Like that transition between I was on Kubamba Radio.
Right.
Then I had a transition. During that transition, simu yangu ilienda quiet.
Karibu ushindwe, is the phone okay?
Is the phone okay?
Right.
But we get to radio.
Everyone. Yeah, but I think
it's okay.
Yep.
I'm there for you.
Yep.
I'm there for you, so it's not nothing personal.
Right.
That's the assignment I have.
Right. So guys can just DM me and say, hey man, I've got
DM.
this.
If it's good, it will play.
Right.
Just be sure.
Right.
We'll put it on rotation. It's going to play.
Yep.
And we have a great team, by the way.
Right.
Shout out to all our schedulers, all the presenters. Yeah.
Right.
Kitu poa ni kitu poa. You cannot deny.
Ni safi. Yeah? Fantastic. Yeah. My very last man, the wild side of you and the biker side. Man.
Kujibamba. It's something I always wanted to do for the longest time.
Right.
And I think the right time was this season.
Yeah.
So I went for training.
Right.
I've got to 2 riding schools.
Right.
Like confirm. So I went to Ink to Bikes. I mean, Malibu has really great trainers. And I learned the first day I went, nilizunguka field na gear 1. I was like, naenda. Because I was like, kwali kitu, I'm curious by the way. I'm also going to fly planes.
Right.
I'm going to do all these things.
Right.
I'm just curious. I'm like, kwali, why can't I figure this out?
Right.
So gear 1 unachapa lap alafu unafundishwa kustop. Gear 1 stop kwa kona nge. It's really cool, so check out. And of course now I met Coach Micah, who is sasa huo ni wa skills. Yani fika na gear 4 kama ume break stop hapo nge. You know how to do that. So I do the most. Nimeanguka already once.
Yeah.
Mbagathi.
Yeah.
That was me. It was embarrassing. Bikers tukianguka tunasemanga tumenunua shamba. So niko na plot pale Mbagathi way. I was rescued by a cab guy.
Right.
This guy has muscles. Vile alinua bike yangu, my bike was stuck on my foot. I was actually injured for a bit.
Right.
So ilikuwa hivi, and I got the accident because of watu wanapiganga emergency brakes. Bike is stopping kama gari. So it's a skill to stop. It was raining.
Right.
So the road is slippery already.
Then you had skidding up.
So nilijipata tu hapo chini. But then there's this handsome guy. I don't know if you're there. But this dude, I just saw, kuna lights of bikes yuka hivi. Because nilikuwa BMW, ngine hapo hata sijui mimi ndio natu BMW, niko na bike ameshuka. And I'm like, he's an angel. Macho zake, but we've agreed as ladies, tunangoja mtu anatoa helmet. Because macho zinaweza kuwa mzuri, lakini sura ni blonde. Anyway. So this hot guy stopped. And he was like, are you okay? Because I cleared the area. I was like, it's okay, she's with me. We're good. See my bikers.
Yeah.
Akanifanyisha ka exercise kama, can you still ride? Do you want to ride? Nobody kubebe. It's like, I'll escort, where are you going?
Yeah.
I'll escort you. That's like the rule.
Yeah.
Okay, escort you. I was riding badly because now I'm tensed. So I just fell. Nikiamka tena. Side mirror moja sijui ilikuwaje, so naona tu ma lights zikireflect. So sikuwa hata nimewasha light, but this is like the real night because it was at night. Shining armor. Hi, wherever you are, you who rescued me.
Thank you.
I don't go to number. Yes, I'm this hot. And you missed.
And you have no issues giving the number.
So let's have it.
Do you ever have any dull moments?
I do, a lot. I feel sad sometimes.
You do?
And I just want to chill. I told you, I am an ambivert. I am extroverted when I need to and introverted when I need to. No one believes this. But I will be in the house and no one will know. Nitajifungia tu ni chill. Netflix, ama YouTube, ama, just chilling. Yeah, I do. I chill. And now the same psyche I have when I'm happy is the same psyche I have when I'm mad. Yeah. Kosirika.
Plays out.
Oui. You don't want fire.
Yeah.
Hot.
Lazima tumalize kabla before kabla ufike hapo.
But yes, thank you so much for having me.
You make such an amazing difference.
Amen.
You create such amazing impact.
Thank you.
And I just want to let you know, man, we celebrate you.
Thank you.
We truly celebrate. And I keep saying, man, may God bless you for us.
Amen.
May God just bless you for us, man.
Amen.
Just keep doing the amazing work you do. Keep supporting, keep impacting, keep spreading this word.
Yeah.
Just keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. You're a blessing to this nation. And I really appreciate it. And thank you also for coming on the Goldmine show.
I can't believe I was the Goldmine. Maybe look at the place there about Paul. I was like, oh, the rich. And look at me.
Right here, man, right here.
It's a sign where the Lord is taking me.
Yeah. Absolutely,
thank
man.
You.
Thank you so much for coming through, man. And folks, I hope you have enjoyed every bit of this conversation as we connected with amazing Kerry Kagiri. Or shall we do Ruvu? I'm not sure which is which, or we keep it Kerry. Let's keep it Kerry for now. As we connected with Kerry and just took that journey of her life. Amazing, interesting conversations, amazing experiences, rich conversations, but most importantly, just authentic, raw as they get, because that's who we are. We are all part of a journey. We are in a process. We are in a journey, and in every season of our lives, man, we've got to do all we've got to do. We've got to enjoy the seasons, the moments, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. Because as I keep saying, the journey of a gold mine is indeed a journey. Keep working your journey. Never forget about the greatness inside of you, and you cannot quit on you. You've got to keep giving you a chance to become everything that you truly were meant to be. And I want to keep celebrating every single gold mine that you are, and to all the gold mines out there. Maybe you're going through a season and all of us, but you're still a gold mine. Maybe it's looking high, low, whatever it is, but you're still a gold mine, and you can never quit on yourselves. Seasons come and go, but the greatness inside of you must be nurtured at all times, and you can't afford to quit on the greatness that you are. Until next time, want to remind you to follow the Goldmine Show on Facebook, Instagram, and also subscribe to this channel. It's an amazing channel to subscribe to. And until next time, God bless you. Keep being the greatness that you are, and keep checking out for Kerry Kagiri's song, man. She's dropping a big one, and I know it's gonna be a good one, my friend. Bless you, and see you next time.